let's talk about memberships a bit today. Um, it's been a while since we've given an update. So I'm going to start off by going through some of the growth numbers. Um, we started tracking the KPIs back in 2024 as we released a product. So in 2024, as we talked about, we saw really good membership numbers, transaction dollars, and net revenue. They all rose about 9.5% from 2023. So that was pretty good. And this year in 2025, we're seeing even better. We're at right now an average of about 35% increase across the board so far. Again, that's in membership numbers, transaction dollars, and net revenue. They're pretty on even with each other. They rise and fall together, so that's pretty good. We're seeing really good numbers. The product is taking off. And there's very high adoption rate, so it's been good. Um, there's different kind of memberships that are coming in, which are helping to drive those transaction dollars and net revenue, which is really nice. One of the good examples we saw earlier in the year, like we saw this huge, just kind of jump in transactions one month, and we are like, what's going on? So we dug in there, and it turned out it was a pool membership, and that was one we weren't really thinking about or looking for, but some of these pool memberships have really helped with this. The one we were looking at, for example, was selling for around $750 each. That's opposed to the traditional running clubs that we've seen, which are more in the $25 to $40 range. So, it's just kind of nice to get those big transaction pops off of these high dollar amount memberships. We've been seeing on average each month about 27 new organizations and 23 upgrades. So those are pretty good numbers. Of course, want to see them growing, but it's just great to see, about 30 new organizations coming in per month. And those are brand new ones, people that haven't been here before. So those are all good. Looking back at those old clubs, the legacy club stuff, there's still about 160 clubs that are still using that old platform. And we've been going through, Katie's been doing a great job helping people get in there and upgrade and get things going. We're going to be ramping up our efforts to get them upgraded as the year comes to a close. We want to encourage directors to upgrade before the year-end renewals kick in, so they can take advantage of a lot of the features, mainly auto renewal, because that's going to be really beneficial for everyone. And anyone who has an annual membership that ends on December 31st, if they don't get upgraded and get it turned on before then, their members won't have an option to get in for auto renewal until next year when they renew. So we're going to try and push that as much as we can. Going into Q1 of 2026 is when we're going to start forcing upgrades and really getting in there and being aggressive to get people upgraded. And soon after that, we're going to shut down the existing clubs platform, the legacy club platform, and start dismantling it, which is going to be kind of fun to go in there and clean up some of that really old code. So keep your eyes open on that, and talk to customers if you are talking to them, and get them ready, because there's going to be a real push for that going into 2026, so we can get everyone over there. And it should be good because that old platform is pretty pretty untouched at this point. It's pretty neglected. We haven't been fixing bugs on there, adding new features. It's just been sitting stagnant for the past year. So really the new platform is more reliable, more dependable. It's getting bug fixes and upgrades. So that's where people want to be. So talking about features for a second, I've been busy the past 6 or so months. I've been helping with financials and helping Steven with Adyen. So I've been pretty busy there. Brady and Julius have been doing an amazing job keeping the momentum going with memberships. The two of them have been pumping out a lot of stuff. There have been a lot of incremental updates and bug fixes along the way, and these shouldn't be discounted because they really do help to make things better, and make the product, just make it better and more solid. But some of the big features that have come out recently, that I like, that I think are the big ones that people are seeing, are private membership levels, which is great because people can offer different variations of password protected, only showing to existing members and such. Self-serve portal and renewal stuff has been really good. Brady had done a bunch of work on that to help with just kind of making the self-serve portal a better place and handling renewals better, and putting up pop-up warnings if people already have a membership and they're trying to buy a new one. So stuff like that, we're trying to do as much as we can there to kind of herd people in and make sure they renew instead of buying new ones, and just making sure they have a spot to see everything for their membership. And finally, reports and analytics. Brady and Julius both have been in there doing so. Julius has been just killing it with the reports, getting the saved reports in there, summary reports. He's been doing a ton of work, and the analytics on the dashboard, they're all updated and looking better and better every day. So those are some of the big features. Katie's going to dive into it a bit more, and kind of show it off and show what we're looking at. But all this has really helped to transform the product in the past year. Um, the two big features that we're working on right now are the ticket discounts and the overall ticket integration, which is going to be huge. That's gonna be a game changer, and will really help with pulling in new organization types, and just getting everything flowing between tickets, like it is in races. So that's in development now. I'm working on that, and Brady's going to be jumping in to help me with that a bit. An image builder for membership cards is another one that's really cool. Alyssa and Ryan have been working on the framework for that, and Julius is jumping in and going to take that for memberships and membership cards, so that you can build custom cards front and back, and using pictures and text and all that. So that's going to be really cool too. And of course, Brady is working on the new volunteer system, which is almost ready to be released. But that's been a lot of work, and he's doing a great job with that. So overall, things are looking really solid, and the product has really been maturing nicely. It started off, I feel like it was yesterday, but it's been a bit now, and it's been great. It's been a great ride, and I feel really proud of how far we've come. And I really hope 2026 continues to open more opportunities for us to work with different great membership organizations, and we get to push this product even further. So with that, I'll pass it over to Katie, and she'll walk through some good examples of how people are using it.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, so I share my screen really quick. Yeah, so I put together a few slides just to kind of showcase some of those new features, show off some customer examples, a lot of which, the features that Jonathan touched on. So first thing I wanted to talk through was just the different use cases. We have a ton of different use cases. That was like one of the big things, moving from just our running clubs over to like a membership organization to kind of broaden that organization capability, have a ton of different types of use cases for this product. So the first one being just like classic track and running clubs, a lot of what we saw, on the old club system. So New Orleans Track Club is a great example of that. And I'll actually touch on some of their website stuff too later on in the slides. That's the first, obvious use case for membership organizations. Another example I wanted to share is this Car Wash Association of Pennsylvania. So this is a cool example of an organization where organizations are members of it. So instead of like individual people, these are organization members, and in this one in particular, it's organizations supporting a specific like industry standard. So kind of an out-of-box use case for membership organizations. The last example I had for this was this Racing for Sustainability. So this one's kind of cool. The members are like races and events, and they're dedicated to like sustainability at these different events. So they have a lot of sustainability initiatives and everything like that. And these are just like a few of the many different use cases that we have for membership organizations. So I know Jonathan touched on, like a pool club, we have garden clubs and like different gardens, everything like that. A ton of museums, a ton of different use cases that we could have for membership. So these were just kind of to show you like the broad range that we can see on our membership platform. which is really great. Next, I'll jump into the website builder and show some examples of customers that have great member organization websites. So again, like I mentioned earlier, the New Orleans Track Club, this website has a great custom color scheme. They have a ton of website content. They show off their membership perks, merchandise. They have a Strava map. And then they also use the members only page, which is a component in the membership website builder. So there's a little toggle on the page settings or in a section settings where you can make it members only. So you have to actually be logged in as a member to view that page. So you can see on the left-hand side what it looks like for members, where you see that members only tab. But if you're not logged in as a member, you don't even see that tab. Or if you were to, access the link to that page, you're going to get this kind of like error message, only members can see this page. So that's a great example of, a members only page. This one is used for discounts. You could have it for, special club routes, or maybe you make certain merchandise only available to members, or certain athlete guides, that sort of thing that you just want members to be able to receive information on or access to. The next one is DC Roadrunners Club. So this organization has a few of the different website components that I like to touch on. So the first one is this event list. This is available for races and ticket events website builder too, but it shows their like upcoming and past ticket events, or ticket events and races, excuse me. So people are able to, showcase their races that are tied to their membership organization, or their ticket events that are tied to their membership organization, and people can actually click on them directly from their website. The other thing is the discounted events. So right now this is only showing races. So any races on RunSignup that have a discount for these members for the specific membership organization will show here. Like Jonathan mentioned, it's coming to Ticket soon. So hopefully that component will be added as well for ticket events. And then another component that's not specific to membership organizations, but they use this in a cool way, is the cards component. So this links out to like their different, you see their weekly runs. So each of these cards have, a little image, a little description or title, and then they actually link out to their different run routes and information. Also on the DC Roadrunners Club website, they have that membership self-serve portal that Jonathan was talking about. So they, that's this image up here in the top. They have the ability for members to go into their self-serve portal. They can view their membership details, renew, update question responses, or add store items, or even cancel their membership or edit any of their member information as well. And then another thing Jonathan touched on was those private membership levels. So they have, 3 membership levels open to the public, but they do have one that's actually a private. So you would need a specific link to actually view that membership level. Anyone coming to the site won't be able to see it. They only want certain people that have access to it. So they have it set up as a private membership level. Next, I'll touch on the information collection for some of these organizations. So with the DC Roadrunners Club, these members are people, so they're like individual people that are actually going to be the members of the organization. So they have an individual and a family level. You'll see with the family level, they set it up so that multiple members can be on one membership. So they have up to 9 members can be a part of a family membership. And then with that information collection, they're collecting the member purchaser information, which is a default. And then the individual member information is going to be those individual people that are under the membership. So for a family, it could have multiple people. For an individual, it's just going to be one person, but it's actually collecting individuals' information that's under that membership. Whereas that car wash association that I touched on earlier, these members are organizations. So instead of having individual people, the information that they're collecting, they have that purchaser information still, but the individual members are actually organizations themselves. So they're collecting like the organization name, a website for the organization, that sort of thing. All right, next thing I'll dive into is the dashboard reports. So these are the new dashboard reports and snapshots and different key metrics that are showing on the dashboard page and the membership organization that Jonathan touched on as well. But the first thing at the top of the page is going to be the current snapshot. So this is update each minute. It's right when you come in, the first thing you're seeing at the top of the dashboard is just kind of an overview of these different metrics for your organization. So has number of memberships, number of members, expiring today, renewed today, new memberships, and then transactions today. And you can actually click into each of these items to view the report that it's pulling from. So you can see kind of what filters are on the report, or view a list of members that fall under these numbers. So I used an example, just clicked into these 969 memberships, and you see it pulls up the membership purchases report for members on that specific date that I had clicked on it, and they're active members. So it's an example of clicking into one of these metrics. We also have a cards components, or cards in the dashboard, to show off these key metrics as well. So by default, it's showing the memberships purchased today, and it also does a comparison of memberships for the past year. So past 365 days comparison for this past year and last year. And you can actually customize them. So you can click this customize button up at the top to, add additional charts or edit the ones that you're looking at already. Within each chart, you can set a specific, date range of data that you're trying to look at. So, for example, this one had, chosen the recently renewed memberships, and you can choose, over a lifetime, over just today or yesterday, or a specific date range. Next is the members by level. So this is the graph and table down at the bottom of the page. So this one is showing the active members at each membership level on the first day of each month. And you can actually click into this, how these numbers are calculated, drop down to see, give more details on what these numbers are pulling from, or like an example of, if they purchased the membership on this date, are they showing in this month or not, that sort of thing. But you can actually click into the total members in this table as well to view, again, what that report's pulling from, what the filters are on that specific report. So in this example, I clicked on the September 1st total members, and you'll see it pulls in the number of members on September 1st. And these could be expired now, but they were active on September 1st at that time. Last thing on the dashboard reports is the membership overview. So these are members that are active these show the data broken down by different membership types. So like active, renewed, expired. So the active are members that were active at any point in time during that month. Renewed is when the new renewal transaction occurred. Expired is expired during that current month and didn't renew. And then you can actually click into the renewed and expired memberships as well to view, again, just where that report's flowing from, seeing the report of this information, and also seeing these different filters. So I clicked into the September 2025, the 32 members that had, I think it was the 32 that had renewed. So you can see like the purchase type is set to renewal, and it's set for any member who registered with a renewal in between these dates. Next is calculated store items. So Toledo Roadrunners Club has a good example of a calculated store item. So they allow people to purchase an advertisement. And with that, when someone purchases the advertisement, they need the company name to go with that advertisement. So they use, typically with regular store items, they couldn't ask that question for the company name. And you see when someone adds this item, right, they're selecting that advertisement, and then they have to enter their company name. And so in order to set that up, they had to use a calculated store item. So this allows them to, one, set pricing based on questions that they answer, but then also set additional questions for that store item purchase. So they set up their calculated store item first in the question setup, and they just have one advertisement option for this question, but they could have multiple and then set multiple prices for each advertisement type. And then they set a calculated store item additional question also in the question setup, just for a company name, just a text field question response. And then we go into the store item setup, and we add a calculated store item, and you see that advertising question is what's actually used to calculate the price of the item. And then this company name is just an additional question. So it's not used to calculate the price, but it's collected with the purchase of that store item. And then the last thing to touch on is those saved reports. So just kind of showing you the steps to build those saved reports. So this is going to be done. You can do this in the individual members or the membership purchases report. But the steps, you'll click create saved report up at the top of the report. And then the first step is just the search field. So like the parameters or the filters that are going to be on that. So what you're kind of limiting your data to. You see, you can do, registered dates. You can do a purchase type, include imported purchases or not. And then the Next step is the report column. So you're selecting which columns you want to show in that report. Third step is organizing the columns so you can reorder them and you can rename them as well. And then of course, just confirming and saving and adding the name of the report. And then once that's saved, you'll get a saved reports tab up at the top. So this bottom picture kind of shows that. So when you come into, a membership purchases report or an individual members report, you're on this search or create a report tab, but you can click into the saved reports to view any saved reports that you've already created. And those will update in real time as well. So unless you have them set on a specific purchase date, if new purchases are coming in that fall under those parameters, they'll pull in as well. And that is all I had on those new features. Just a reminder, if any other information that you'll need on memberships, you can just go to that products tab on our website and click the memberships page. And there's a ton of content and information on there.
Now Joel here, one of our developers, has something he wants to say.
Like and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Hello, Internet. I'm here.
I should just have you record that for all the videos.